Tensions in the Middle East are boiling over again. Israel has launched airstrikes on Iran. Iran has hit back with drones. And a high-stakes nuclear deal now hangs by a thread. Could we be looking at the beginning of a wider war? Or is this just more posturing in a decades-old rivalry? Let's break it all down. On Friday, June 13th, Israel launched a military operation called Operation Rising Lion. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that Israel had struck deep inside Iran, specifically targeting its nuclear enrichment program.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year.
2 top commanders of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, were killed. Iran wasted no time in responding, launching over 100 drones into Israeli airspace. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei called it a wicked and bloody hand and promised Israel a bitter fate. The strike came just hours after a scathing resolution from the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA. For the first time in 20 years, its Board of Governors formally declared Iran non-compliant with its obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The IAEA said Iran had been secretly enriching uranium at multiple sites, including 60% purity levels, dangerously close to weapons grade. In retaliation, Iran's foreign ministry announced the opening of a new uranium enrichment facility at a strategically secure site. They also threatened to withdraw from the NPT altogether, a move that would crash the global non-proliferation framework. Talks between Iran and the U.S. have been ongoing since April. 5 rounds so far, the last one in Rome. The core issue: enriched uranium. While the U.S. agrees Iran has a right to nuclear energy, it doesn't want Iran enriching uranium to levels that could make a bomb. The U.S. proposed a middle ground, temporary enrichment, followed by a handover of nuclear fuel supply to an international consortium. Iran rejected it outright. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Iran does not need anyone's permission to enrich uranium on its own soil. Iran wants relief from crippling U.S. sanctions, but it won't compromise on its sovereign right to enrichment. And Trump has called Iran's current position unacceptable. Part of the answer may lie within Israel itself. Netanyahu's government is facing intense political heat. He barely survived a vote to dissolve parliament. European states are placing sanctions on key Israeli ministers. Escalating with Iran allows Netanyahu to rally national support and delay elections. Israel also sees the nuclear talks as a threat. On April 8th, Netanyahu bluntly said he would only accept a deal where the U.S. goes in, blows up the facilities, and dismantles everything. So, by striking now, with the IAEA resolution in the backdrop, Israel likely hoped to sabotage the talks, isolate Iran, and send a message to Washington. If Iran withdraws from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, talks with the U.S. will collapse. Under American law, Washington will be legally barred from offering any nuclear concessions. Iran's military has already warned that any Israeli aggression will be seen as U.S. approved. U.S. bases in Iraq and the Gulf, either directly or via proxies. All sides claim they don't want war, but the space for diplomacy is shrinking fast. Israel is not part of the Iran-U.S. deal, but its actions could decide its fate. Right now, it's a high-stakes chess match. And the next move, whether from Tehran, Tel Aviv, or Washington, could tip the entire region into open conflict. The Middle East has seen countless flashpoints over the years. But this one, involving nuclear threats, political desperation, and international diplomacy, could be one of the most dangerous yet. We'll continue tracking this story as it unfolds. Stay informed, stay critical, and subscribe to the Indian Express for more in-depth coverage and analysis.